Hello. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited you're here. I am working on recreating a bouquet out of paint, and it is very time consuming, and I'm being extremely detail oriented. After gathering my paints, I went ahead and got those on my palette. But I forgot to put on my apron, and I want to keep my dress clean, so I took a moment. Then I added some white to my plate as well. Yellow is very helpful for canceling out some of those bright red shades, so you can get a more neutral pink, which I think is just beautiful. To create shading on these flowers, I like to use a bit of paint, a little bit of clear coat as well, and then I also love to use a very fine liner brush. It works very, very nicely to create just the right amount of brush strokes. Takes a lot longer to create flowers like this, but they do look so beautiful. You have to be very careful when going in between the layers like this. But if you do end up getting some paint where it doesn't belong, you can always go in with a clean brush with just water on it and try to remove that layer of paint. This has to be done immediately, of course. Another brush that works very nicely for this is a small square brush. I love placing just a dot into the center because it creates this very deep, interesting look. I'm really looking forward to showing you guys the finished result, and that will be coming in my next video, so stay tuned because it is very beautiful. This is one of the flowers I didn't repaint because I love the colors as they came out. I wanted to use some of the pink that I had mixed up previously, and I ended up creating these beautiful roses. They look so delicate. Sometimes it's good to reorganize. This is a tip number 81. I like to massage the paint together because it creates a very smooth color blend. I love this chartreuse color so much. I like to pipe onto parchment paper. I need to order more acetate. I will be linking all of my supplies in my Amazon storefront, so please go check that out if you have any questions about the supplies I'm using. I want to make it as easy for you as possible so that you can create wonderful masterpieces too. It's such a wonderful thing to be able to create art like this, and I want to empower you and encourage you to use everything you want. After I'd been doing these wax flowers one at a time, I realized it was much faster to do them in sets of 6 at least. So I switched it up a gear so that I could speed it up a smidge. Gotta smell good. Please be careful, don't make mistakes like me. They were all fine, I'm so glad. It's good to take a moment and appreciate how good life is. Using lemon yellow in your green makes it much, much brighter, and it's very, very beautiful. once again, these will be linked in my description below, so you can go and buy all the supplies you need to create works like this. When you put stripes inside the bag before you put in your main color, it allows a bit more variation in your piping. It's very, very cool. I'm using one of my favorite tips, number 13, because it creates these beautiful star shapes that are perfect as centers for flowers. I wanted to create some eucalyptus, and this is one of my favorite parts of my process, because I'm truly just in the zone and trying new things. And this is one of my new ideas that I had, and I'm not sure if it's going to work, but it's still such a fun idea. I created dollops of paint that I set in between two acetate sheets, and then I pressed them with my fingertips just to flatten them a little. This time I decided to put it onto a canvas that was covered in plastic still, and then I just covered it with acetate. I just love being such a creative person. It is so fun for me to come up with new ideas and watch my hands create them. And I just adore what I do. I saved some paint for later, and I will see you guys in the next one.
The waiting is always the hardest part. So come back later and check out the finished product. I love you. Goodbye. Do you like my bows? I made them myself. I also needed one here, so I decided I needed to get dressed up for my day in the studio.